Hi, I'm Sandra. I am a community chef working with NHS, Greater Glasgow and Clyde, and today we are doing a very quick and easy recipe from the Fun First Foods booklet. It is stewed apples with apricots, and as you can see we need very few ingredients. All you need for this one is some tinned fruit in its own fruit juice. Okay, any type of tinned fruit will do. We're using apricots today, and an apple. So we're going to be stewing the apple. Okay, so before we begin, it's really important that you give your hands a wash. So I've washed my hands, and just make sure that all your utensils and your surroundings is nice and clean. Good idea to give your baby's high chair a little clean, and also wash your baby's hands before you give them their meal. With the apple, of course, make sure you give it a little scrub as well before we use it. So I've got my apple here, so I'm just going to peel it. So I've got a peeler here today. You can use a peeler or a knife, and you just want to take the skin off. So it's important to take the skin off any fruit or vegetables before you give it to your baby, especially in the early stages. Okay, and then I'm just going to quarter the apple, so top and tail it first. Okay, remove the core. And then actually the smaller that you chop this, the quicker it will cook. I'll just chop up a little bit more. Okay, so we're just going to add in the apple into the pot. And then we are going to add in around 2 tablespoons of water. And just keep some water handy because you might need more while the apples are cooking. Okay, and we're just going to put the cooker on and just start to heat up that water. Okay, so now we're just going to add in some apricots. So we're just adding in 5 half apricots here. So I'm just going to open up the tin. You can use a little bit of the juice as well, so I'm going to put a little bit of that into the pot. And just remember it's in its own fruit juice, so no syrups or added sugars going in. So I'm now just going to take out 5 halves, and we're going to chop these up before adding them into the pot. Okay, so like the apples, just chopping them up. Okay, and adding that in with the apples. And we're just going to bring this up to a simmer and just let it simmer out until they're all both nice and soft. Okay, because we just want to mash it down. So we're not pureeing anything, we're just giving it a nice mash. So you still want a little bit of texture, but you want it cooked out so it's soft enough. So I'm just going to put my cooker on. Okay, and with what's left in the can, just make sure you take it out the tin, out the can, put it into a little container, something that's maybe got a lid, so you can store it in the fridge for up to 2 days. It can also be used as a finger food, so you could slice it up into something that the baby can hold in their hand and they can eat that themselves. We just want to soften this fruit, so we want to cook the apples and the apricots until they're nice and soft so that we can mash them down. Okay, so we still want a little bit of texture, we're not pureeing, we're just mashing it. Okay, so once your fruit is nice and soft, we're going to take that off the heat, and we're going to use a potato masher, and we're just going to mash that down. Okay, so texture, as I said, is really important to have some lumps and bumps. Okay, so I'm using a potato masher, but you can use a fork as well to mash it down. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a lovely consistency there, and there's still a few lumps and bumps in it. Okay, so just put this back up here and get your baby bowl. Okay, and this is enough for 2 to 3 portions. So we're just going to take enough for 1 portion. Now, depending on what stage your baby's at, and you know, all babies are different. One baby might have just 1 wee spoonful, another baby might have quite a few spoonfuls. So just see how much your baby can take, but don't worry about it too much because they're still getting their main nutrients from their breast or their formula milk. Okay, so here we have our stewed apple and our tinned apricots. And I'm just going to compare this to a shop bought version. So we have one here. Okay, as you can see, there is a difference in texture. This one's got a lot more texture than this one, which is very pureed. This one's actually advertised for babies 4 to 6 months, and now we're actually encouraging parents to feed their baby from around 6 months. And you would be introducing more texture and some lumps and bumps into that as well. So this one is a lot more suitable than the shop bought one. So this one actually costs 2 times more than the one that you would make yourself in the house. And also the manufacturers have actually added 2 types of fruit juices to this, which, as we know, fruit juice is just not good for the baby's new teeth coming in. Okay, so the benefits of making it yourself is you've got the nice colours there, you've got the texture, it's so much cheaper to make it yourself, and this is stuff that you could have in your store cupboard, you can have in the freezer, or you can use tinned fruit or fresh. Okay, so that is our stewed apple and apricots all finished, and it's all ready to serve to your baby. Remember, you can get the recipe in the Fun First Foods booklet, along with lots of other recipes for you to try.